Talking about that pick ban phase as players are getting loaded up into lobby, let's have a conversation about that. What becomes this strategy for DarkPower to see if they can try to win this draft against Immortals?
Yeah, I think, again, they have to prioritize side lanes. It's the key is like winning the side lane matchup or getting even and then dominating in the mid matchup, which the mid matchup is more mechanic because the mages are more equal. I mean, Tulin's strong early, but Praetor's a beast late. So it depends on how they play, but I can think the side laners are going to be the priority for both teams here.
Well, I mean, if you look at X tiers and Bobo, I mean, you have to talk about Lubu on X tiers. So, you know, obviously Lubu's something that's picked up, you know, consistently. But this guy has played it so much. It's such an integral part of so many of their drafts. Might actually be warrant sort of either a denial or at least a look at from the side of DarkPower here. Obviously, they can play more stuff. Ryoma as well, I would not want to give over to the hands of Immortals. So we'll see what they pull out here. But I agree wholeheartedly. The side laners need to be the priority.
Yeah, Liliana gets banned on the A side here. So does that mean 80's hero can't play Liliana? They can't first pick it. And Ryoma's going to be taken off the mat. This leaves Lubu open. This leaves Omen open. This leaves a lot of Wonder Woman open. So who are they going to first pick here on the side of Immortals?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman potentially?
Or Malik.
Or Malik. Oh, Malik is open too.
Yeah, it's going to be the boy Malik, the young Malik.
That does leave Zenial available for DarkPower. They can decide to get themselves, because we have seen Team Spy an immense amount of success with the Zenial Malik combination. So DarkPower, I wouldn't be surprised if this is what they decide to go for, as well as potentially locking themselves in with a consistent mid laner, just like that. Tulin, Zenial, standard for DarkPower.
Oh wow, they take away 80's hero's best hero, Tulin, so that puts them on potentially Praetor or a L'Oreal, and then with Zenial being picked here, Omen is a great counter into that. But you still got Wonder Woman open, so they got a lot of engage potential with Wonder Woman, and Alice is actually going to be picked up against. And that's a little risky because Alice is not the best into an ADC comp, which DarkPower really likes to play. However, they're going to give the Alice over to the side of DarkPower, which we've seen DarkPower play. They actually were the first team to show off the Alice Slim combination that we saw. And Violet is going to be picked up by the side of DarkPower. That's huge right there.
These are two very strong drafts being developed now from both sides. Lumber coming out super solid, something Beginnings likes to play a lot of. And then, of course, Violet and Wonder Woman. It shows you how much like things are sort of changing, that Wonder Woman is falling that far down in the draft, when before, even like last week, you would see NA just absolutely going for, try to pick up this hero time and time again. But now we're looking across, we're seeing L'Oreal, and it looks like it's going to be a Lindis. So a pretty straightforward and standard composition for both sides.
Yeah, really strong drafts from both teams here. This is going to come down to really rotation, teamwork, and execution here, because honestly, both teams are so strong. This pair is probably a troll pick. I don't think he's actually going to pick it. They're probably going to opt for an Alice or a Thane. Yep, there we go. Alice or Thane's going to pop up here, and wow, both teams looking pretty good.
Now, I'm curious to see this performance by KZ Fox, specifically on the Lindis. We've criticized KZ Fox and the rest of the Immortals roster for a lack of versatility, the inability to create different compositions and play to some, in a lot of cases actually, the meta's strengths. Marksman being in the jungle, clearly an outlier, not an outlier, clearly a common trend that we're seeing in both regions as well as in other places across the world. Lindis hasn't been something that KZ Fox has picked quite frequently in the Valor series. He does prefer some of those more aggressive melee junglers. How do we think he's going to fare on this Lindis?
Yeah, well, he played really well last week, actually. He came in and went 1v3 and killed 2 people.
That step up was crazy.
Bursted in, just blew up the Morin.
Yeah.
So I feel like his Lindis is only going to get better and better, and I feel like it's one of his stronger ADCs compared to like his Morin or his Violet. So I feel like he's on a comfort pick. And also, I mean, DarkPower's on a comfort pick too. They pay a lot of Violet.
64 to 36% Immortals over DarkPower. So clearly having the advantage. However, there are some DarkPower believers in the chat.
For good reason. DarkPower is a good roster. Like, seriously, they are a really good team. And I think there's potential here. We'll see.
Well, we want to see the upset. Do we? Possibly so. Game number 1 of our second semifinal is up on the mark. Immortals versus DarkPower. The winner of this series will face Allegiance in the finals.
And will it be Immortals once again in our tried and true battle for North America, or will DarkPower come in with the upset? They want to crown themselves champion here in NA, but they have a tough opponent to go through. It is going to be Immortals, and already we see the invades beginning.
Yeah, look at this. Who's going to get this? Whoever secures this red is going to win this fight here. This is a very critical part of the early game phase. And look at that. It gets taken by Hoo-Hoo.
Hoo-Hoo's going to grab that there, and that is actually could potentially spell the end of Bobo. I know he's going to flicker over the wall. They're going to try and follow this. They want this. That is actually going to be the kill, committing so many resources to that. But at this stage in the game, totes worth.
Yeah, that play there, it was down to the punish. And again, like I said, DarkPower mechanics are just on point. This team grinds and they play really late at night. They're constantly perfecting their mechanics, and that's where they really shine. However, the teamwork, the mid game and late game is what I'm going to really watch here to see if they can pull through and beat a team as good as Immortals.
Again, we said this before, but I'm going to really harp on this point. DarkPower is improving a lot. They are a team that is only getting better week after week here. They've stumbled a little bit, but overall the general trend, especially they've made a little roster changes. They've switched things up a little bit, and they're doing work here going in. Actually, almost finding beginning there. Neo on this Alice doing so much work here, and that's really who I'm going to be watching for as well, being a contender for one of those top NA supports.
Yeah, and look at Dave here, being able to push 80s here out of the way, and then now they're rotating to jungle, and they're being a little aggressive here. However, the trap is missed, it gets dodged, and then look at that. Omen comes in there and gets a kill potentially on Big here. Can he get it? No, not close enough.
Omen also almost taking down his namesake there, but it is now 80s Heroes, who is now very far out here in the mid. Going to be able to get out all right. Beginnings barely surviving there as well. And so far, it is DarkPower. We talk about their early game, and they are showing it here.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. 3.8 to 5.1K. That is significant lead already, and it's already 2 minutes, and they're going to start to rush the Dragon here. But does Immortals know that? And if they get this Abyssal Dragon, that's going to put them in even a bigger lead. So right now, DarkPower is looking really solid.
They're coming out of the gates swinging right now. DarkPower looking so good here in this early game. Their counter rotations are just, getting paying dividends, I should say. They're getting rewards in the early game right now. The Spirit Sentinel going to look to go over the way of Immortals here as they're pressuring in this top side of the map, not wanting to allow Omen to feel comfortable here in this position, just trying to find whatever value they can on the map. But again, it comes down to this mid lane. I constantly see Dave shoving this in, and it's constantly something that Immortals is forced to deal and respond with. However, KZ Fox is going to need to respond with 4 people jumping on his face.
Yeah, that was a nice burst there from Tuning, hitting both members and getting them pretty low. And if you look at it, they're going to be rotating their jungle, and in the next play here, they're going to have a key rotation that Immortals needs to be careful of, because DarkPower is the team now in the position to play much more aggressive because they are in the lead here. They can play aggressive because they know they're in the lead. They got the first dragon, they got the first kill, and now they just need to punish it, abuse it, and take the first objective.
Get ahead, get farther ahead. Get farther ahead, get farther ahead. Do not look back. Use the lead you are building to further it here in this situation. Use the items that you have at your disposal, and we're seeing it right here. Once again, there's the hissy fit, the follow-up, the flicker up. Doesn't even matter. That is a beautiful setup and a beautiful takedown there in the bottom lane, and that could possibly be the tower as well, but there are no minions to follow up here. 41 seconds on the next Abyssal Dragon, and we do have Immortals on the backstep to start this game number 1. Down 2 kills, down 2K gold, and they need to make something happen here, or DarkPower might run away with it.
Yeah, I mean, this is not looking good so far. The nice rotations by DarkPower, getting these ganks, and they're going to get the first tower there. And this is the power of Violet. When Violet gets ahead, they're going to be able to rain damage on these towers. And Violet arguably is a better late game here. And look at this gank here. Omen is just playing so safe, though. He just knows they want to come up. And look, they're going to go for the tower and potentially try to kill him here and get this tower and get a trade. Very nice play by Immortals.
Xtears. Oh, barely surviving in that situation. Nicely done. But all the while, DarkPower getting a tower in bot, getting a tower in mid here. So they're going to get decent value here as well. Immortals. An additional kill. That was huge. DarkPower going positive on this trade. The Dragon is respawned. They're going to be in position to get that as well. Violet's pushing down the tower in mid. The top one is going to finally fall for the side of Immortals. But look at the value DarkPower is getting across the battlefield right now. One more auto.
Wow.
Everything coming up DarkPower. They're only continuing to further their lead. Suijay, this is everything they need to be doing.
Yeah, that was such a good trade. Again, they're making good decisions. Top tower, 1 tower, but guess what? We got 2 of your mid towers, and we got the Dragon side. And now, Dragon lane is completely open. You cannot contest Dragon or even that side of the jungle anymore. With 2 mid towers gone and bottom tower, that opens up the map completely for DarkPower to just take control.
I mean, if you want to talk about the value, of the ADCs in this matchup, we talk about Violet, we talk about Lindis. So far, it has felt like Hoo-Hoo has had way more of an impact on this game. KZ Fox He's going in trying to get some fighting going on, but he's not hitting nearly as hard. Look at how much damage Huhu's able to do here. KZ Fox kind of feels like a bit of a non-factor.
Yeah, he needs to scale up. He look at his damage items. He doesn't have that much damage. He has Scorching Wind, but Violet already has a Soul Reaver and 3 swords. That adds so much base attack power to her burst. And Neo could potentially get knocked up, but wow, that dodge of the Earth Spitter. Beautiful play by Neo there.
Yeah, nicely done to dodge that. And the braces of submission going in. The heal is forced to be popped here as Beginnings and crew are trying to back out. We do have the Zennial, though, to help out this push as they are going in, but surviving is Immortals. Not going to be going down there, not giving up any silly deaths. This is exactly what they need to be doing because the Darkslayer is spawning.
Yeah, look at this. Look at the damage coming down. They are going to get this top tower, putting so much pressure. And look at Dave going there, doing so much damage on KZ Fox. However, he has to back off because he's just trading back.
Yeah, they are, but here we go. We have Bobo in the backline deciding it is the time to go. Immortals is there, but a nice easy fit to try and split the fight as best they can. As KZ Fox is already solo to start this fight out, though. DarkPower is going to retreat beautifully. Bobo not able to find the big knock we were looking for. He's kind of in the back, and a beautiful split from DarkPower negated a lot of that value.
Yeah, both teams did such a good job juggling aggro and disengaging, but look at Omen. He steals the red. I mean, this team is a Zennial against an Omen as well. Omen counters the Zennial usually, and you can see there, DarkPower, what they do well is they're cutting the fight. They're juggling aggro. They're not going in too deep. One person's poking, then they back up, then the team supports them, and then they move as a unit. So their team fighting has actually improved significantly from what I've seen them in the past 3 weeks.
Clearly in this Omen v Omen matchup, it is Omen that comes out on top here in the bottom lane. And we have the Dragon now spawning, and we have the Abyssal Dragon going to be going over the way of DarkPower. And that is furthering the lead. 3 dragons to none. That is solid.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Immortals. I mean, look at the 18.5k. Look at the damage on KZ Fox. That burst damage from Violet. He has to back off and leave his team to then fall. And then Zennial comes in with the Angelic Splitter, heals the Malik with a great stun, but however, that's not going to be enough. He gets out of position and will fall here against DarkPower.
A great stun, but no damage to follow because they've all been forced back. This is just the damage that Huhu is bringing to the table. It is so impressive. Immortals is starting every fight at half health because the positioning of Huhu able to get so much of that splash damage every single time he's using that primary ability. It's craziness.
Yeah, definitely. And look at it. They just secured the Darkslayer, doing such a good job here. Now they need to push, organize the waves, and make sure that they don't give any deaths over so they don't throw away this Darkslayer. They have 1 minute and 30 seconds to take advantage of Darkslayer. It's a 30% damage amp to the entire team on DarkPower. So if they push this properly, get some key kills on Immortals, they can secure the game.
They can indeed. Immortals on the backstep, uncharacteristic here in the semifinals. And it is now DarkPower looking to push in here, but the entire side of Immortals has joined the fray. Great hissy fit going out onto X tiers. We're going to see the Earth Splitter knocking him too. Omen is there in the back, getting caught up in a nice Malice. He's trying to escape. And look at the slows. The healer going to be coming in there as well. Neo is trying to get him out of there, but I think that is going to be the kill. Yes, onto Omen. Finally, Immortals finding some ground to stand on here, but it is possible DarkPower might look to invade Suiji. They're looking for more.
Yeah, that was a mistake by Omen getting out of position there. And good job by Omen getting the Death Embrace onto the Zennial so he cannot get out of that circle. He was locked in and forced to engage and fight, and it was an uneven trade. That's exactly what they need here because Darkslayer is a huge damage buff, and with it being a 5v4 now, they have a much better chance at defending the tower and defending their lanes.
This is going to be big now. I mean, DarkPower, they're still so far ahead, but Immortals showing they can do something here. However, this is all DarkPower. And of course, you got to love having the Omen v Omen in terms of the guy named Omen versus the hero named Omen and all that good stuff. So, of course, that is going to be confusing all game long as we have DarkPower rotating here to the Slayer side of the map. Going to be putting this pressure on. And of course, they can split push all the while because Angelic Splendor will always be a factor in these fights. Watch for the Zennial coming in cross map, forcing these rotations. Look at the crash right now, the timing coming in the mid as well as the Slayer side. Look at the damage going onto this high ground tower.
Yeah, what's good for it. Bobo comes in with an engage, and are you going to execute a kill? They have to just focus on clean wave. Nice big Earth Spirit, but look at the damage coming off from Violet, just deleting L'Oreal off the map immediately.
The timing there, the follow-up off the back of that, absolutely huge. The Endure is there, but the timing from Neo on that Sunshine, and it is Bobo more like, oh no, you are out of position, friend. Oh no, that was not where they wanted to be. They're pushing it onto the core right now. They have the minions, and I think this is gonna be it. I think game number 1 is gonna go the way of DarkPower, the underdogs here in the semifinals. They are gonna take game number 1.
DarkPower proved that they belong in the semifinals, coming out red hot, fiery out the gates. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the desk. Woohoo! I'm excited. We said it was going to be caliente, and I'll tell you what, it's definitely turning into a very hot, spicy pepper.
Yeah, maybe Immortals wasn't too comfortable on the Malik pick, but honestly, the mid lane and the side lane was critical on that Dragon side. It was something that they need to work on. I mean, DarkPower did such a good job in the early game securing the blue and getting first blood, and they're not making a lot of mistakes. I mean, that's something that DarkPower was able to snowball the game. And look at Huhu there with the MVP, getting 3 kills. And honestly, the team just played better late game as a team. They rotated so well together and team fought really well.
Go ahead. No. Go. I'm just statistically speaking saying 2 of the 5 members 100% kill participation, 2 of them 75, and the others still will round up 63%. There were 2 deaths, and they were on the same person, and it was on the person you would want them to be on, the front line, the sacrificial lamb or the sacrificial Zenial in this instance. DarkPower, we've said that Immortals needed to tighten things up. We've said Immortals needed to take a step back and check themselves, because if not, a team will come up and it will surprise them. DarkPower has done that.
Immortals, a team that is struggling with consistency, versus DarkPower, the dark horse, the rising storm here in this tournament. And we're seeing one team kind of struggling. I think it's as much, especially watching that game, struggling to find their identity a little bit here. They're trying to do too many things at once and not correctly executing on any particular one of them, as opposed to DarkPower. They got nothing to lose and everything to prove. They're coming in here in this matchup with confidence, with finesse, and they're showing why, as you said, they deserve to be here in the semis.
You take a look at how DarkPower was able to win that game. You take a look at the moves. We talk all of the time about how MOBAs, specifically Arena of Valor, is a living game of chess. Moves, counter moves, with the planning and the strategy to win the game and essentially checkmate your opponent. Every strategy that DarkPower had coming into this game was executed with the efficiency that you would come to expect from a top 4 team, and while they are newcomers in the Valor series, have certainly showed that just because they're Immortals doesn't mean they can't bleed.
Yeah, I feel like DarkPower just had a better game plan. They knew what they wanted to do. They knew which objectives to take. They traded always better. If Immortals took a top tower, they took 2 mid towers, and they just had better trades. They secured Dragon side of the map. They won all the key objectives that they had. So I feel like they just played together. Even late game, Immortals was going in one at a time, not together as a team. If they don't work on that, because DarkPower, that was a big opportunity for them, and they fixed it. And you can see how good of a team they are now because of that synergy in the late game.
Now, we always love to give gifts. We always love to give some excitement. So we're going to go ahead and do our next Arcana giveaway. Remember, these are region-specific. Europe, North America, whichever region you're in. If you don't know what region you're in, find a map. It'll help you out. Find your region, enter your code, up to 25 winners per region. That will give you an opportunity to win either Arcana 1, 2, or 3 of those tiers. Help yourself out in the early game. Help yourself figure out those Arcanas that you've been grinding some games for. And let us know what you thought. Take to Twitter. Let us know what you got, what you're getting, and what you're going to do with it. But gentlemen, Immortals have found themselves in 3 of 3 finals versus Allegiance, winning 1, losing 2. They are at risk now for not making week number 4. They are down 1 game. What are they going to have to do to come back in this game as the pick ban phase gets started?
Well, they got to make sure that, again, it's the mid and side. I mean, mid was being outpushed. Dave on 2 lane was able to win and push the lane more, and he's able to rotate and then start invading jungle, taking jungle. You saw what they did there. They start taking one little thing at a time. They took the birds, they take Abyssal Dragon. All these things add up, and it was a 2K gold lead in before the 3-minute mark, and that is too big of an advantage to lose because of how DarkPower was rotating, how aggressive they were playing, and they're getting these ganks and these picks. That gave them the lead, and they just snowballed it from there.
Okay. The one thing I was going to say was Immortals needs to first pick Tulin.
But it's banned.
There you go. DarkPower seemed to have gotten that memo too, because when 80 plays anything that's not Tulin, it is a noticeable drop.
Now, you take a look, of course, from the minds of DarkPower, in the sense that, yes, 80 is successful, but it's knowing when to ban that. we've seen teams falter, not understanding the difference between blue side versus red side in the pick ban phase. They are very different positions to
Teamy's
be
open.
at.
No,
Teamy,
Teamy's-
Zenio. Oh, Teamy's banned. Sorry,
banned, yes.
Malik and Zenio are open.
Oh.
So they first picked the Max, which means they're saying don't pick ADC. We're gonna counter you. Omen is banned, so Max is a great first pick. But this gives the team Malik and Zenio, which we know is a massively strong combination together.
Now, Malik did not find success in game number 1, despite being that first pick. So this could be a question mark that we have to circle, highlight, and make sure that we keep our magnifying glass on coming into game number 2. But the Zenio has been out for a couple weeks, and we've seen the side laners have that capability. But meanwhile, someone else that slipped through the cracks, that's a,
Man,
hello there.
Liliana, if the mechanics are right on this team and they have a Liliana, we're going to see some crazy outplays here because Dave's Liliana is just a monster. And now Preda is picked up. Preda, although good against counter diving, completely is outranged by Lena. So if 80's hero, as we know, isn't as strong as the Preda, so he's got to play this aggressive. He's got to get some nice poison gas on, displace the enemy team towards his team so they can win these fights. And then Ardwin being picked up. I mean, how many heroes can this DarkPower team play?
So Ardwin has actually seen some success here as a support. The sheer amount of CC that he brings to the table, really impressive. And a kill. Ooh, okay, the Wonder Woman makes a lot more sense here. I actually quite like this. We've actually seen the Ardwin have some success here. He's a little bit more unconventional, but if you can actually get him stacked, he's pretty tanky late game, and the amount of control and utility that he brings is actually super effective here. And I think with the amount of stacking up that the side of Immortals is going to be doing, it might actually do pretty well.
Oh, wow. A Kilgroth being played here. Kilgroth is a great pick into the comp because you have Zenio who can do a Genelix Spinner, which gives that 40% damage reduction, global ultimate across the entire map. Malik, that huge AoE ultimate shock that can knock everyone up. And Kilgroth, once he turns his Gorelord on, his ultimate, he is immune to any CC control and effects. So he can just stick on and kill the Morin easily.
So now the question becomes, how effective is this Liliana pick actually going to be? When you have the front line of a Malik and a Zenio, as well as the dive of the back and forth that Kilgroth can have, he can either decide to play back and use his damage to protect the Preda, or he can just dive on the back line, as well as an Alice. How does Liliana find a way to secure those priority targets in these team fights?
Liliana needs to bait her opponents into, like, especially like the Malik, needs to go in, and she obviously super high mobility hero, needs to escape, dodge the shock, and then just drop the combo. If they can bait them in, if she oversteps, and then, because her mobility is pretty much second to none, she is so hard to lock down, just gets out of their fox form, you know, moves all over the place, gets some combos going. If they can do that, if they can try and pull Immortals forward, which is because we know Immortals can tunnel vision on occasion. If they can pull them forward, that's how they win here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let us know how you feel about this series. Hashtag Valor series on Twitter. Let us know who you feel is going to win. The blood pressure is high. Immortals needs to be careful, but more importantly, they need to be confident because they are down 1-0. DarkPower is 1 game away from changing the game in North America.
And upsetting our predictions to boot as they go in here. The invasion from both sides onto the Might Golem. This is pretty standard here. Both teams just opting to trade as well. Maple maybe can look to try and get a sassy little snipe here onto that, but we'll see. And oh no, wait.
Wow, he takes it. Oh my god, I'm telling you, the mechanics on this team, the punish timing, he grabs it away from Casey. Fine, he grabs that too. That is massive. Maple just showing up here. He was playing mid on Wednesday. He was playing a mid laner on Wednesday.
Yeah, no, the diversity, again, the skill set on this team is incredible. Maple was one of my MVPs, one of my players to watch on Wednesday, and for good reason. This guy mechanically is a god, and we are seeing it exemplified here in this early game. And now, this again is what I'm talking about. The Ardwin, he's pretty tanky here in this early game, and the ability to help Dave secure this mid lane matchup, it's just putting so much pressure on an 80's hero.
Yeah, look at this poker. They're both poking each other, so right now the mid is pretty even, but Neo is kind of being really aggressive on his Arjun. He's got to be careful. Mego's going to come back from behind and jump on Big here.
Oh, beginning needs to be careful. There's the lasso. The follow-up is going to be there. Can they get one more in the knock-up? There it is, securing it. But a nice stun coming out, though, as well, before death, and it is Neo stepping up big, showing off an unconventional hero and making it look good.
Yeah, and look at that poke, and look at the rotation. They seem to be on the same page. I mean, they're like playing as one unit here. These collapsing rotations, getting Big, who was low, Neo basically distracting them and wasting their time, giving his teammates enough time to rotate and get this kill. And it's already 1-0 and a 1K gold lead at the 2-minute mark.
A little bit reminiscent of game number 1 here as well, where we see DarkPower coming in with a strong early game lead. They're only going to further extend that as the first dragon is going down here as well. This is Immortals completely, I want to say, flabbergasted. I don't think this team was expecting this at all. I think they expected an early, easy matchup here going up against DarkPower. I don't think they were really expecting too much. They were maybe looking to focus more on ALG. They may not even get a chance to play ALG if they keep this up, because DarkPower is looking consistently good.
Yeah, they're challenging that DarkPower as the dark horse and living up to their name and potentially upsetting a titan of a team here. And that's something that really Immortals have to look back and look at like how they're not playing as aggressive, and look at the Zenio ultimate coming out to give KZ Fox that shield bearer, and they may be able to turn this around.
They're going in though. There's the collapse coming in from Immortals, shutting down that aggression from DarkPower. The first misstep we've seen here from them, but Huhu and crew are going to go in, start to dish out this damage as well. And it is Omen surviving through all of this. The global pressure coming in from the Max as well. And now it's beginnings inside of Immortal in full retreat as Huhu is going off here as well. The damage on that Morn, so impressive. He was just chunking away in the back line and having a blast.
Yeah, Liliana was able to use Flicker, Fox form, doing so much damage. She actually started the fight with Fox form, came back out, then went to human form, landed some key stun, landed the AoE damage, and Dave just literally carried that fight as Liliana, and the team had to back off. Even though they got the kill onto Arduin, it didn't matter. The side of DarkPower was able to outplay in that team fight, even though Immortals had a nice counter engage.
Neo had done his job. He went in, he got all this initial damage, he got all the initial CC, and he caused Immortals to burn a lot of their crucial cooldowns on him. He dies happy because he put his team in a position to win that fight. That is the support's job, and we are seeing it here beautifully executed by the side of DarkPower.
Yeah, and that is Arduin's win condition. He has a passive called Bloodlust. When his HP falls below half or 50%, he enters Bloodlust mode for a full 8 seconds, and that restores 2% of his max HP, and basically makes him that much more tanky. So that's something that you want. And look at that. Look at the outplay by Dave there, completely pushing out 80's hero from lane. And this is why Liliana is so strong as a mage there. She just counters every single mage in the mid lane.
100% involvement rate for a reason. She is just so strong. That Reiki shot had connected. That would have been a very dead Pareda, as we are now seeing once again DarkPower on cooldown. This dragon is going to be going their way. They're going to be securing that here. Not a chance that Immortals is going to be able to contest that, as we have DarkPower here with an almost 3K gold lead. This is an impressive stance from them. They are not... This is just, they're taking this in stride, and Immortals just does not have an answer yet at this stage.
Yeah, I mean, look at the kills, 4-1. DarkPower is rotating as 3, as 4. You don't see this weird 2-man or single-man rotation that we saw from them before, and they're just playing extremely well as a team. Everyone seems to be on the same page, communicating really well, and honestly, look at the damage that's coming from the side of DarkPower. Look at their items. They're in the lead. They stacked 2 Abyssal Dragons. That gives you team-wide gold, team-wide experience. The levels is 8-9s versus 6 and 7s, and 1 level 8 on the side of Immortals. So they got to make a play happen here. They got to get a gank, but they're playing so safe. DarkPower is just not allowing these side lane ganks to happen because they
Wonder
just know.
Woman. Ooh. That could have been scary. Sorry, I cut you off there,
Yeah,
but I was watching.
Maple is playing really safe. He's
Yeah.
on our tower. He knows. He has a sixth sense or something, but he knows that they want to get a gank, and they know that they have no vision on the team. So when you're a side laner and you don't see anyone else on the map, and look, Immortals is handling over towers, and this is really, really bad for Immortals. These are negative trades over and over again.
This is huge. I mean, every single time DarkPower makes an aggressive invade, they get something out of it. But every single time Immortals has tried it, they're just getting shut down. And now it is KZ Fox. But look at all the damage, the AoE coming in. It is Maple who's going to be the target here, surviving through this insustainability of Wonder Woman. But the Pareda damage is going to be there. And now it is Huhu on full retreat. Finally, Immortals finding the wombo combo that they need. They're chasing this down as well into Neo. And we are going to have the poison gas bomb getting decent value here as Bobo and crew are trying to chase this down. The Pareda finally doing its work here. And it is Neo now in full retreat. And that is going to be 4 members down. Immortals, the rallying cry, finally finding an overextension from DarkPower.
That was a huge play. Kilgroth, you know, as KZ Fox played so smart, he activated his Gore Lord. It made him immune to the stun, so they wasted all their abilities trying to CC him, and he could not get CC'd. And as a result, Zenio came down from heaven, gave him the 40% damage reduction, and then Kilgroth just cleaned the house. Everyone stacked upon him, tried to kill him, but that's what Kilgroth wants you to do. This fish wants you to stack on him so he can get maximum damage off, and that's exactly what he did. And they turn around this fight and potentially the game with that play.
If you're gonna look, if Immortals come back to win this, and you're gonna look at what was the moment, that was the moment right there. DarkPower in 2 games so far, they've had nothing but success, and finally, Immortals is finding a moment where they can breathe in this game, but they cannot rest on their laurels. They need to keep up this pressure, and I'm going to look towards KZ Fox and crew. He needs to be the linchpin for this team.
Yeah, the key is going to be KZ Fox on the Kilgroth. The only thing is, it's easy to kite him. He just wins against melee so hard. You cannot win a melee fight against a Kilgroth here. That's exactly what he wants to do. And look at Bobo with a nice ultimate, but no one here is there to follow up. And Omen is onto the KZ Fox, and he jumps onto the back line.
He's going to the back line. Zeb actually able to get those crucial kills, though, but now there's the Reiki shot going to win, and finding the first kill there as well. But we do have 80's hero getting the pick onto Arduin in the back, but it is now Bobo, Dave, and crew are just going in here. But look at Dave on the Liliana, the outplays. Look at the way he's using the vision of the brush to try and get the nice stun, though, going there from beginnings. Oh, do they see Bobo? Do they know he's in the bush? He's now in full retreat. 4 members of Immortals are still alive, but we do have Bobo out in no man's land. He is on an island. He is out in Narnia, and he is walking to his death.
Yeah, he's going to give that death over to
the tower.
The tower there. However, that was such a crazy outplay. Immortals won that fight, but Dave was able to burst down, and they were able to focus down Kilgroth, and they need to help Kilgroth stay alive as possible. And we saw Preda focus the Arjun. Arjun is the support, and 80's hero kind of split his focus. 80's hero needed to fight where most of the opponents are. 1v1ing as Preda, although you got the kill, that's not where Preda shines. Preda shines with AoE damage, and look at that. Omen just jumping over Preda, dodging the skill shots, and looks like 80's hero might get caught here, but he escapes just in time.
Beginnings! Every single thing, the timing of the shield, the hissy fit, the stun, everything was there beautifully, but that is now forced back the side of Immortals here, and DarkPower knows this. They are going to try and rip a quick Darkslayer. This might actually be a huge misplay. This might be the throw pit as Bobo was going to go in and finding Maple there as well. And with the Zenio, the Angelic Splendor is there. Now they're forcing this fight back, trying to leash the Darkslayer, but we do have the Max going into the backline, trying to find beginnings, and is Dave also trying to be chased out here. The fight is going in all directions. Chaos is what is occurring on the screen. It is Who trying to survive, trying to sustain the lifesteal is there, but KZ Fox is getting kited all over the place. Liliana's done.
Look
The
at
damage
that.
coming in as well. DarkPower splitting the fight beautifully, but they are able to survive, able to sustain, and making order from Chaos.
Man, Dave on this Liliana, he just got 2 clutch kills against KZ Fox, and the next kill there. That's how you guys play Liliana. He's waiting in the back, jumping out of danger, and using that massive burst damage from Liliana in human form, getting the stuns. He has not missed any skill shots on Liliana. He is just doing so much work against the team, and Max Omen coming in the backline, killing Alice in the beginning of the fight, which was huge for the side of Immortals to win.
Who is this team? Who is Dark? Like, why have we not seen this squad play like this before now? DarkPower with the Dark Slayer. These players are on an entirely other level from anything we have seen from them thus far. Immortals is struggling when the fight, again, when it devolved into chaos and it all became about those individual 1v1 and 2v2s, DarkPower synergy was just on another level. The amount of trust, the kiting back, the re-engagement here was huge. Every single thing about that fight was beautiful for DarkPower. Immortals was so close so many times.
And look at this. They're cutting the wave. That's exactly what you do when you're here. You cut the wave, and you give them no chance to defend that tower. And they had Bobo had to waste his ultimate on Malik there to jump away defensively. That's exactly what you want to do to initiate onto a team. Now Malik's ultimate is down. Now they have control of the map and can take more towers because Malik does not have to engage anymore, and he cannot protect a wave. Malik is not good at protecting waves. He's good at initiating, but not as good at protecting a wave without his ultimate.
Yeah, this is huge, and I'm looking towards this draft, looking towards this map. My eyes go up to the clock, and I see this getting later and later, and I see Morin and Liliana, and I think to myself, Immortals doesn't win this late game. They needed to win this early, and they were not able to find that success. They are going to struggle here because Morin is starting to really come online.
I mean, look at the Liliana. Has no defense, but look at the damage, just completely outpoking and outplaying. He's 4-0-2. He's the only person that has not died in his team. That means that Dave has perfect positioning as a mage. And look at the damage he's doing here, bro. Kilgroth is able to get out and do a lot of damage here. And a Reiki shot comes off, but does it hit KZ Fox? He backs off just in time. It does hit him. Oh my goodness, that was just crazy play there. DarkPower is going to turn on that fight because of what Max did to let that Reiki shot land onto the Kilgroth.
Absolute insanity. They stacked up so much. I was convinced that Dave and who were going to drop, that you let that Kilgroth get on top of you. He was going to be able to tear them apart, the cleave damage they were taking, but Omen, the max play, allowing them to get out by the skin of their teeth. They were able to turn onto that, and off the back of an amazing ultimate coming out for Wonder Woman. The shield just barely enough in that Reiki shot, that heat-seeking missile of death. And speaking of death, that is going to be DarkPower actually falling a little bit here. A nice little trade, finding that in the back. But Hoo is not stopped pushing. Dave has not stopped pushing. Maple has not stopped pushing. They are going to continue to try and extend this lead, and now it is Immortals well and truly on the back step.
Yeah, look at this. Dave doing so much. This is what makes Liliana so good. Her Fox form, she does magic damage, and she can also crit in her Fox form. But you saw what Dave did. He actually started the fight in Fox form, and when KZ Fox was on him, slashing away, Dave actually transformed to human form, and Ed leaves 2 portals where she transforms, and those portals slow you and also do burst damage on top of it. And KZ Fox then had to back off his Kilgroth, and then what Dave did was he used the Reiki shot onto the Kilgroth, and then that has 5 seconds lead time. So you need to keep running away, not get hit by that, because it does massive damage. That little spirit bomb can take over half your health, and you saw it destroy the Kilgroth when Omen, as Max, was able to get onto him, slow him, so that it can land on him.
Basically going to blow up planets at that point. That's the sort of the general idea here, as Xtears is trying to get out here, trying to escape, using that Angelic Splendor, but denying that rotation. You saw him try to go on to Preda in the mid, but a great rotation from DarkPower is shutting him down. Xtears, we've talked about how solid of a player he is, and on his comfort picks he looks so strong, but he has just been a non-factor in this game. It seems like part of DarkPower's goal has been—
Oh my god!
Dear.
That skill shot, that mechanical talent. I haven't seen that kind of play except from Sleepy on Liliana, and you can see to time both at the same time, you got to be super scared. And look, he's landing all these binding lights and shining and dodging. Just dodging so many skill shots as well. They got to watch out for this Liliana.
You think Dave is feeling good?
Yeah, he probably is.
Probably feeling good. I would say he's going in here. He is styling on Immortals right now. A true powerhouse in North America. Again, Immortals have made it to the finals in every week here of the Valor series, and DarkPower is going to look to stop that as we have Bobo looking to go in, though Immortals is like, we're not dead yet, as they are trying to defend here on the high ground, but these towers are getting oh so low. Look at the crash, the timing coming in. This wave control from DarkPower is so impressive. The split push, they have been able to accumulate the damage, the stress on the walls. The dam is about to break. Immortals are on the edge.
Yeah, this is not looking good for them. They're almost 10K go behind. They're not able to get on Dave, and Dave is just completely out-poking everyone on that team. They just can't do anything to him. They have to initiate, they have to engage, because if they keep this up, the infinite poke from Liliana is going to deplete their health bars.
Oh yeah, they're just going to get slowly chunked down time and time. And there's no KZ Fox trying to go into the backline, trying to find Hoo, and Hoo's trying to escape, but the damage, the instant turn, the peel, but no, Morin is going to fall. A beautiful defense, able to keep Kilgroth alive, but instantly going to turn to the back of this as well, as Owen is trying to survive, sustain. He's getting on 80 zeros as well, but you have Neo trying to survive all through this, but it is Immortals. We're going to be coming out on top. The combo, the wombo, everything is there, able to line up all of that. The beautiful shock to fall with that Angelic Splendor, surviving somehow. We're Immortals.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need to do. Such a good play by KZ Fox. They're going in as Kilgroth, activating his ultimate, and basically hyper-focusing the hard carry, the ADC Hoo himself. And that was such a beautiful play. And then 80's hero comes on the backline and disables and kills the Liliana so that she cannot carry that fight. And with Liliana and the Morin out the picture, DarkPower has no damage to keep and win this fight.
This is the Immortals we know and love. That was the focus fire, the target prioritization that we've come to expect from this veteran roster. But now we have them focusing here on to this Dark Slayer, but they need to be careful because Omen is currently performing the most clutch 1v3 we have seen in a while. However, it looks like he may have finally overstayed his welcome as the entire side of Immortals collapses. However, at what cost? As they are now trying to re-engage here, though, as KZ Fox and crew are going in. Omen is back into this, though. He will be respawning, but he has been taken down once more. And now Dave stepping way too far forward. This might be see the error that Immortals was waiting as DarkPower is starting to fall apart.
Yeah, they're going to win one at a time, but however, they're almost turning to fight in the bottom here. And look at the damage. Morin, who is untouched. They're going to get a kill in X tiers, and then they might get a kill in Bobo here. But KZ Fox is farming away. He's got to go in there and try to get onto the Morin.
Oh yeah, they need to go in here. Nice dodge onto the shock though. Huhu is going to survive through all this, but it's Maple and Neo taking the brunt of this. But Morin is just surviving. The Hissy Fit doing a great job of trying to slow them, but KZ Fox is standing strong. The stun, the follow from Beginnings as well. Beautiful support play from Beginnings, allowing KZ Fox to go off. That is why we see this Alice Kilgroth combo so frequently and so beautifully used here by Immortals to survive, all off the back of a miscalculation from DarkPower, thinking they could contest when they should have just let it be.
Oh my goodness, KZ Fox just going off the charts. He's exiting the fight and coming back in, waiting for his abilities to get off the cooldown and then re-engaging. That's exactly what he did. They baited out the side of DarkPower, try to get more kills, because DarkPower, they're greedy for kills. They want these kills when they should be playing a little more smart in the late game here, and that's a weakness that they have. And look at the stun and the combo, and KZ Fox just going ham on this Kilgroth.
Yeah, once again, Omen, is this deja vu? Dying in almost identical position here, trying to contest this without his team. Again, there's a time to just let it go. Again, is there an echo in here? What just happened? They went back in, and again, DarkPower not sort of appreciating where they're making their errors, and they're just continuing to give up free deaths here as Dave is now in full retreat. The Darkslayer, then this amazing buff will be going over the way of Immortals unless somehow DarkPower can find the clutchest steal of their dear lives as they're going.
Whoa, Maple just stole the Darkslayer. Oh my goodness, this is going to turn around the fight in the favor of DarkPower. And look at the aggressiveness coming from Dave here, laying out from the top side. And KZ Fox is on Who, but can he survive? He does not have enough death. Impact Barrage bricks him back, and he gets killed.
That is Who, though, somehow surviving for so long, trying to pull back the team, but the entirety of Immortals is on that, but it is still Liliana who exists in this fight. We have multiple carries, they say, as they are going in. It is here the target as well as people going in. The Wonder Woman, look at that damage to sustain the ability for her to just push through in this. They're going to look towards the core. They have minions pushing in here across the board. Neo is going to be keeping X tiers from backing. We have Max rejoining the fray. The liftoff is there. They're pushing in onto the core as well, doing everything at once as DarkPower, but Liliana is on the core.
My goodness.
In the Fox form, they are going to do it. DarkPower 2-0, upsetting the gods, the Immortals. They will advance to the grand final to take on Allegiance. Bye.